Shoutout lang po kay Finger Tootsie Roll and Sir Bong.
Good day, I'm Dr. Evony Lambito Alisa de Vesa, and I will be discussing about what are the things you have to say to boost his or her ego, and then what are the things you should avoid in your relationship or telling your partner, your girlfriend, boyfriend, your husband, and your wife. There are reasons why your presence is appreciated or not. Most likely, it's your personality and how you tell the person about how you feel, what you think, and that affects him. It is not one can see with his or her eyes, but how he or she feels deep inside. That means your physical outlook or your being beautiful, your being handsome is people can appreciate that, but how you deal with a person or how you talk with a person matters. Are you familiar with frog farming? Actually, it was taken from having a Prince Charming, and then you're making your Prince Charming a frog. That's frog farming. You're turning a good person into his worst. You're turning your prince or your princess into a frog, or specifically a man or your Prince Charming into a frog. So that means you have to know the things you have to avoid in order not to make the person worst of him or herself. Does that matter? Yes, in every relationship, that matters. So what are the words you have to say in order to boost the ego of a person? Words like you're being responsible. Thank you for being responsible for doing this responsibility, for doing this task, for being responsible with your family, with your work, with people around you, with your friends. Also, being honest. Thank you for being honest, for telling me the truth. If you detect him for lying, I hope you have seen my video about how to know if the person is lying or never to be lied to again. You can search that on my YouTube channel, DocVon. So, if the person is honest, then you have to commend that. Thank you for being honest with me, for telling me the truth, even though that would hurt me, or the truth will make you uncomfortable. Another word is being generous. Thank you for being generous. No, maalwan. In Hiligay nun, maalwan. Mapagbigay in Tagalog. Now, thank you for being generous, for giving those people who you think needs your help, or you need those important things you have given them. Thank you for being generous with your time. Like, for example, if your boyfriend, your husband, your wife is giving you a time, even though they're busy, then you should consider that. Thank you for giving me your generous time and for your effort. Okay, then next is telling your husband, your boyfriend, for example, thank you for being a good provider. Yes. Hello, Safa. Safa will be joining here today. So, next is thank you for being a good provider. So that means your boyfriend, your husband is giving you what you need, not what you want. For example, food for you, or anything that you need. Like, for example, if you need if you're busy, like, for example, if you're if you're busy, for example, and your husband or your boyfriend or girlfriend is giving you what you need, like snacks, food for lunch, then you should appreciate. So always be appreciative with whatever your partner, your loved one gives to you. May it be time, money, or being good in a relationship. Okay. So what are the words you have to avoid in order to make your man be a man and not a childish one? So you have to avoid telling him like being irresponsible, you are lazy, tamad ka, why ka may ginuubra, you're good for nothing, wala ka pulos, you're lazy, you are a coward. No, you have to avoid that. And then also words that could degrade also your husband or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, like you're ugly, laway ka, you look old, something like that. It doesn't boost the ego or the self-esteem of your partner. So there are also words that you have to avoid in order for your man not to be childish or to decrease the self-esteem or lessen or affect the ego of your partner, husband, wife, girlfriend, boyfriend. So words like you are ugly, you are lazy, tamad ka, why ka may ginuubra. Words like you're coward, bastos, you're a pervert, you are irresponsible, you're good for nothing, why ka pulos. You are lazy, you are a liar, you get lost, you are nothing without me, you are nothing, you are a burden, pabigat ka lang, no? Pabigat. You're good for nothing. Okay? That doesn't help boost the ego of your partner or make your partner feel good about himself or herself. Okay, what are the no-nos? The things you have to avoid. So you have to avoid being demanding, like obrani, obrana, do this, do that, always be with me, always come with me. Something you are always demanding. You are always needy. No, that is a no-no. So avoid actions that would irritate him or her, like always checking up on her or on him, like for example texting, and then when he or she doesn't reply, then you have to call and then call and text and text. But that person is actually busy with work or school or whatever important things he or she has to do, and you are not being sensitive or being understanding with his or her situation. So that's a no-no. So another one is nagging him or her about his previous or her previous mistakes, and then always talking about it if he or she does another mistake. And then you always talk about, you know what? You are always like this. No, you have done this, you have done that before. You are not trustworthy. If you have forgiven a person, you must actually mean it, not just say it and then don't follow it, or you're not also truthful with your words. Okay, another one is Anasef. What would you tell them? So what would you have to avoid or don't do? A very important thing you have to do is you don't have to be paranoid always. Din ka nagkadto, where did you go? Where are you with? You're not actually trusting the person you are in relationship with. Calling him names like JGO, JG. I would like to quote a passage from the Bible. I would, if it's okay, I would read this because I didn't memorize this, but I took it within my heart in order to guide my relationship and my married life. Okay? So love is patient, love is kind. It is not jealous. Love is not pompous, it is not inflated, it is not rude. It does not seek its own interest, it is not quick-tempered, it does not brood over injury. It does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. It bears all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. 1 Corinthians chapter 13, verse 4 to 7. Now, can you be that person? So we will review this. No, love is patient. So when you are in love, or not only in a relationship but also with your family, you have to be patient with their imperfections. No one is perfect. So you don't have to act that you are the only one who is perfect. So love is kind. So meaning you're a kind person. You have to be good with your loved one. You don't have to be rude. You don't have to do things that would hurt them, but do things that would make them feel good about themselves. Okay. It is not jealous. Actually, it's normal to get jealous, but not most of the time, especially if you don't even have evidences. And from the very beginning, if you think the person you are with are having troubles with commitment and faithfulness, then don't expect that person to change just because you are married or you already have children. Okay? So, it is not jealous. Love is not jealous. So, love is not pompous. It is not inflated. It is not rude. So, from those words, right? Loving a person makes you unselfish. Okay. You always think what's better for that person. Sava! Okay. It does not seek its own interest. So meaning, if your boyfriend is girlfriend is having you in a romantic relationship because you are like a trophy, you're like a trophy boyfriend or girlfriend, then you have to question the sincerity of the person. Because it does not seek its own interest. So it actually look after your own interest or what's good for you. Okay? If you love the person, you always think, would that person be hurt if I say this? Would that person be happy if I do this? It is not quick-tempered. I have already said about being patient. So, it does not brood over injury. It does not rejoice over wrongdoing, but rejoices with the truth. That means you're being truthful. You don't say lies in order to save marriage, but you're being truthful with yourself, with your emotions. If you're hurt, you say you're hurt. Don't just cover it and then blame the person afterwards if those hurtful feelings are accumulated until you cannot hold it any longer. It bears all things, hopes all things, and endures all things. So when there is difficulty, you don't just stop loving the person because it's not comfortable anymore to you. It's not convenient anymore. It's not more happenings. You know, love is about giving yourself to a person in order to make the person's life more happier, comfortable, convenient, not just thinking of your own. Love is being unselfish. You know, if you found the right person, the questions from being, do I deserve him, changes to, does he deserve me? Does he deserve me? Or the question, does he deserve me, to changes into, do I deserve him? I mean, if he's a good person, like, and you think you're not good enough, you're asking yourself if he is really deserving for you Even though you have a lot of mistakes in life, a lot of obstacles, failures, okay, it's not more about yourselves anymore. It's more about them.